Hello, loves. Welcome to our October raffle readings. We're diving in. Let's see, number 16. Sometimes at an emotional level, I do not feel to interact with certain persons. I may feel they are no longer aligned to my needs. In one example, Spirit answered, I should remain in communication. I am not sure what the purpose is. How does one reluctantly follow when led? Is that still free will? Oh, what a beautiful question. Thank you for asking this question. I'm going to take another second and just enjoy your question before I let your guides answer. Because, yes, I wish I had asked this question. Okay, let me take a drink of water and then I'll answer. That just surprised me. I'm a fan of this question. And it's like, your actual questions were, how does one reluctantly follow when led? And then, is that still free will? But you're also asking about this situation. And they want to talk about the situation first. It's like leaving the lines of communication open. It's not that you have to necessarily be in relationship. It's just that they don't want there to be a hard line drawn. To just be able to communicate, and you can slow, you can fade, they just don't want there to be in your mind a separation between you and this person. They want there to be in your mind distance between you and this person. And the why behind that will be revealed in divine timing. But in general, when there is a relationship involved and you are being told to not sever it, but it's not feeling in alignment, the safest course of action is to just distance and to just allow yourself to be in the question of why Spirit would want you here if you're not feeling in resonance with it, and then see what happens within that distance. That just like put more expanse in between you and them, but don't sever it. How does one reluctantly follow when led? What was that? Sorry, I just got so tripped up over if they were saying that or if I was saying that. Okay, so how does one reluctantly follow when led? One does not follow when led. One follows their own internal guidance. It's like, okay, sorry. It's like, I don't want to use the term follow. Can we get let's do a different term. Yeah. One makes decisions based on all of one's guidance systems. Your body has a guidance system, your brain, your heart have a guidance system. All three of those are interrelated and can speak as one, or they can speak differently. And then you have your intuitive guidance system, which you interact through your body, but is a separate guidance system. And so you are making free will decisions based on the cumulative feedback of your guidance systems. And your question is, how do we follow if we have reluctance or resistance? And the answer is, you heal the resistance and you trust the process, or you choose not to follow. Just because you feel your intuition saying you need to turn left here, you need to turn left here, doesn't mean that you can't go straight or turn right. You do get to decide. There is free will involved. Anything that is, quote, meant or destined to happen in your lifetime, Spirit can achieve in a myriad of ways. You absolutely have free will. So you get to decide. And there are plenty of people that have Spirit led guidance, clear and strong and obvious to them, that they choose to ignore. And that is a very valid choice. That is part of what you came here to do, is to play with the veil, the idea of the veil, the idea of disconnect, and to play with what connection might feel like in this physical body. So when you are feeling like your overall guidance system is telling you to do something, but you still have resistance, our encouragement is to dive into that resistance and to really question, why does this feel so out of alignment? And then to think, how can I follow this guidance in a way that will serve me, that I know will feel in resonance, that will serve me? And if you cannot find a way to follow your spirit-led guidance that feels in resonance and like it serves you, then by all means, do not do it. By all means, do not do it. And we say to you that in the Bible story of Noah building the ark, in that story, Noah was in resonance. Even though he didn't understand it, he was in resonance. So it is possible for you to have spirit-led guidance that doesn't make sense, but does resonate. And the way to overcome that hurdle would be to dive into your resistance, and then to be open to the idea, to just be open of, if this is what spirit wants for me, then I'm going to trust that it is what is in my highest good as a soul. And I'm going to open my heart and mind for spirit to show me why this would be in my highest good, and to show me how this is for me. And to just play with your resistance and take your resistance as a sign that there might be a part of you. And we're not accusing you of this. This is like the graduate school level work of spirituality. But when you have resistance to following your guidance, to play with that resistance of, is there something I'm self-sabotaging here? Is there some part of me that is not safe to be expressed? Is there some part of me? Sometimes what will happen is your body will tell you this communication, this relationship needs to end, and spirit will say, no, no, no. And sometimes it's actually testing you to say, no, I'm pretty sure this needs to end. Like, this is what's good for me, because you are the creator of your universe. And yes, you have angels and guides that we come to you and we talk to you and we give you insight, but you are the creator of your universe. And so if you are getting insight that doesn't feel in resonance with you, then you get to say, guides, angels, loved ones, whoever, that doesn't feel in resonance with me. I choose to end this relationship. And if this is really meant for me, then I trust that you will bring it back in a way that works. That's a very valid course of action, as long as you're consciously aware, I'm getting this feedback from the universe. They're telling me this is what I need to do. And I'm saying, no, no, I'm not going to do that. But you're having that conscious conversation with spirit to say, okay, if this was meant for me and I'm really messing this up, then bring it back in a way that will work. And these are the ways that will work for me. And then be very clear about that. And then at least you're working with spirit to manifest a form of what might be the destiny, free will, in a way that works for you. So we've essentially given you two conflicting pieces of advice, but both are completely valid. And the first piece is dive into your resistance, allow the resistance to be there, and just expand the distance between you and the relationship, and be in the question of why spirit would want this for you. That's the first option. The other option is to say, screw that. This doesn't feel in alignment. I'm not going to do it. Spirit, if you want me to be in a relationship with this person, then you need to do X, Y, Z, or you need to bring me a similar archetype of person that can achieve the same thing, but meets these qualifications, because this is the minimum experience that I will allow into my life. And both of those actions, both of them are equally powerful. The way this channel is communicating the second option feels more powerful, but honestly, both responses are equally powerful in nature. And so it's up to you to decide which route you want to take. That was a really interesting question. This one. Okay. I feel called to travel to Australia and New Zealand within the next 5 years. Great. What is awaiting me there? Transformation. It's transformation, isn't it always? But there's a few things here. There's two things happening at once. The less important thing is there's some past life stuff there that was positive that's going to feel in a way like going home. The more important thing is there is an energetic experience happening there that needs to be integrated into your energy field. And when we're talking about energetic experiences, is it possible that you could create a very specific energetic experience on any physical point on the globe for your highest good? Yes, it's possible. However, there are many specific supportive different types of energies in different places of the globe that many people need. Travel is actually very important to the soul, not only for the experience of different cultures, etc., but for the different energetic components that need to be integrated into your energetic being. And the energies in Australia and New Zealand, there's some experiences there at that energetic work that needs to be integrated into your energetic field for your future up leveling. That's what you need to go. There's also some relationships being built there. There's some healing modalities going on there. There's also some physical experiences that are going to go on, but the root line is there's some energetic experience happening there that can only happen in that part of the globe for you, that you need to have happen. And this is a call to leadership. So I would be open to the idea that you are leading a group of people there, even though it's your first time going. It's like I'm taking a cohort of people with me, and we're doing this pilgrimage to have this experience. So put that in your back pocket, that you are leading people there to this spiritual experience, and it does feel very much like you're attending a retreat. And you are probably one of the speakers at the retreat, but you're also bringing your cohort of people, and there's an energetic experience there for sure. Okay, so the third question I'm answering, I pulled number 3. Yay for angel numbers. So look up angel number 33. Okay. Is there a new grandchild coming soon? I want to say the answer is yes. I don't think it's going to be triplets, but I do think it's funny that I pulled the number 3 on the third question. So the answer is yes. Oh, that's really funny. If you timestamped this and you didn't hear what was happening right before I said, is there a new grandchild coming soon? Just go back 5 or 10 seconds. I have a very visceral reaction and want to push away when my son comes to touch or hug me. The unpleasant feeling has increased instead of decreased after recent ancestral healing. Any insight on where that is coming from? Absolutely. So, your ancestral healing is helping you to own your power and to own that you are more here for you and less here for others. For a long time, your value has been, and this is way deeper, don't put it in people pleasing because it's not that. Your value has been in serving others. And your ancestral healing is helping you to release that story that your only purpose is to serve others. That's not your only purpose. And so, because you've been releasing this story at a subconscious level, you've been releasing the story about what your purpose in serving others, that you're getting less fulfillment out of your children's needs from you, because the serving of others is now providing less of your value to yourself. And so the resistance that you're having hasn't changed. What's changed is that you're getting less value out of the service, which is a beautiful thing. So now you get to play with what your boundaries might be like. And we say this in a proactive manner. We're not talking about boundaries at the time of the affection. That's already going very well, but we're saying ahead of time, making sure that you are getting your needs met ahead of time, so that when your child is so clingy and needy, that you either have enough to give, or that you can stand strong in the truth that I am going to comfort and support as much as I can. And that may not be enough for him. I may not be able to solve this for him. He may leave wanting more. And that is okay. It is okay for him to have hurt feelings, to be disappointed, to be upset, because I am in tune with what my body is saying is enough. This is enough. And yes, we need to accommodate children more than we accommodate adults. There is a lot of truth in that, but there is also truth in that That is a grown soul. It is a small human, but it is a grown soul, and you are a grown soul. And at a soul to soul level, you can speak to the idea that you cannot be responsible for his well being. As a parent, obviously you're responsible for his well being, but as a soul, he has to learn to be at peace in and of himself. It is the energy with which he is bringing to the affection that is so triggering. It's the clinginess, the neediness. And you are a person with very few needs. So in general, this is also hard for you because you are a person that is fiercely independent, that needs nobody, can do anything. And so that energy in general can be triggering for you. It's not always, but it can be. So this is our answer. The answer is you are releasing the stories you have about yourself and your purpose being in serving others. And because you're getting less fulfillment out of serving others, the resistance that was always there now seems to have a larger volume than it did before. Play with the idea of how do I communicate to him as mother and son, and how do I communicate to him as two souls? Continue to play with that and be okay with whatever reaction he's going to have, with you having the needs of, my body doesn't want this right now. I love you, and I promise you that when my body is ready for hugs, I will come and I will find you. And if you want a hug, then we will hug. But right now, my body is telling me that this is not what I need. So being able to just stand strong in that and trust yourself that you will be able to have those conversations without causing unnecessary or over damage, with just causing the normal amount of anxiety, just normal, healthy amount of anxiety. That's fine. It's kind of a question. This is happening today. Number five. For the same person. Listen. Fifth question, and I pulled number 5. For the same person. You got some angels around you today, honey. Woo. Will our current property sell quickly and profitably when the time comes? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Rainbows, daisies, rainbows, unicorns, all the good things. That's what I'm seeing. That is hilarious. Okay. 15 is number 6. In the space of connection with spirit, sometime I see a square shape with a large circle in the center. Is this a self-manifestation of an active brain, or is it a real image I am seeing which has a purpose? This is the image of your spirit guide, of one of your spirit guides. This is actually how I often see spirit guides. I will often see them as a geometric shape. Usually, I don't want to say usually. Sometimes I see them as 2-dimensional and sometimes I see them as 3-dimensional. When it's 3-dimensional, I see orbs. I don't usually see a cube. When I see squares, those are usually 2-dimensional for me. But I often will see spirit guides as a geometric shape because our guides and angels are just energy. They are just the energy of divine wisdom, of divine compassion, of what have you. And so we want to personify them so that we feel like we can connect with them more. But they're not actually human, and they don't actually have, like, they can have personalities, but it's more that we attract the energy that we need, and then we are able to personify it in a way that makes sense and works for our subconscious, for our psyche. It's a real image. It literally is a real image. To me, that's one of your spirit guides. The purpose of it, it's not like it has a purpose or a meaning other than every time you see it, you know that you're connecting with that spirit guide. I used to see an image. I used to see an image of, like, it was like a triangle, but then in the line there were like 3 lines inside the triangle. Years ago when I was first doing channeled writing and I was just writing. I would see that image with the triangle and the 3 lines to know I had 3 like guides or beings or energies or whatever that were helping me to write. And I would sit down and I would, prepare myself for channeling. And whenever I saw the triangle with the 3 lines in the middle, that was how I knew, okay, I'm ready to write. I'm in alignment. My spirit guides are with me. And truly, 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 they say we can take it how we want to mean it. If we want to believe that there are person-like beings that are looking at us with their personalities and coming in with their personalities to help us, like the way we think of angels, then by all means we can think of it that way. If we think, okay, the universe is supporting me, and for whatever reason, this is the symbol that I see, and that's my sign that I'm in alignment with the universe's support. Okay, great. This energy that I'm connecting with is telling me it doesn't matter how we see it as long as we are getting the connection that we need. So for you, imagine that anytime you see the square with the circle in the middle, you're just connecting with your spirit guides. Just like, oh, my guide is here. That's how I connect with my guide. Lovely. This is a day. Okay. It's the 7th question, and I pulled number 7. I'm not even looking at the video, so I don't know if you can, you can't even see that. There we go. Number 7. 7th question, number 7. Let's do it. What is the name of my spiritual guide, and why have we chosen to work together? Have we shared past lives as humans or in the same roles as now? So go back and listen to the question I just answered, the question that started with in the space of connection with spirit. Go back and listen to that first, and then jump here, and I'm going to expand on that. What is the name of my spiritual guide, and why have we chosen to work together? Sorry, I just really want to make sure I hate when people ask me names. Please ask me names. I'm not telling you not to. I always hate it because I don't want to be wrong. It's like such a sacred thing. The name that I get is Ezekiel. And there is the biblical connection. I don't know the Bible well enough. I don't know anything about Ezekiel, but there is a biblical connection. Have we shared past lives as humans? No. Or in the same roles as now? No. This spirit guide presents himself as an ascended master that was sort of done incarnating before you started, or at least on this planet. So no, you don't have any guides currently that were loved ones, like of this lifetime, or that you shared past lives with. The role of spirit guide is almost for like a completely different energetic being than for the souls that are incarnating. It's kind of like, do I have a cloud with me, or do I have a cotton ball? Like, they look similar. Like, if you're thinking about a spirit guide versus a soul that incarnates on the earth, like, what's the difference? Their souls and their energy, but they are actually very different things. The energy of spirit guides, it's just very rare that spirit guides share past lives as humans with the souls that they are guiding. Typically, spirit guides have stopped incarnating many times for a long, long time before they become a spirit guide, is my hearing about it right now. And full honesty, this is not me channeling right now. This is just me telling you as a channel that my answer to these questions changes depending on who asks. So when I do individual readings versus group readings, the information that comes through is different. So what the guides are always going to give you is what you need to hear. So when you asked me what's the name of my spirit guide, because I had just answered that other question and I was in the other person's energy, I was about to say to you, you get to decide, you get to make it up. But then your guys were like, no, 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 my name's Ezekiel. And I was like, oh, okay. So for you, having the name and having the biblical tie has some meaning that's helpful to you. And so for you, that's the answer. But the answer of at large, have we shared past lives with our spirit guides? At large, the yes, but it's complicated, not in the way that you would think. And again, the answer to that type of question changes depending on who I'm talking to. Personally, that's been my experience. Changes. I am concerned about the increasing cost for my mom's assisted living. I'd like guidance about whether we should move her or let it play out. In the here and now, I am seeing let it play out. As a human with a brain, I want to tell you, like, you should probably look at other places and prices, but what your guides are saying is to let it play out. I just have been through some similar stuff with a family member of mine. So in my own brain, I'm like telling you, start looking around, see what you can do. But your guides keep telling me, let it play out, let it play out, let it play out. Let me ask them, because you asked an either or question. And so they're giving you an either or answer. But let me just take a breath and get some water and let's expand on this. We want you to let it play out because there are things that are always changing. I feel there's a change in management coming. The pricing has increased, but it is going to plateau soon enough. Not as soon as you would like it to, but it is going to plateau. And new management is going to come in, and there will be some gain for the increased price. There will be a change in value that will serve your mother well. And if indeed there comes a point in which it has reached the financial limit and you need to make other decisions, you will be better off making those decisions at that time than if you were to pull so now. And what we mean by this is if you come out now, you will likely end up in a worse place for about the same amount of money that you're in now. Whereas if you let the price increase and the value go up and everybody starts to leave, they're going to incentivize you to stay. And you're going to end up, yes, with a higher price, but not as high as it would have been and with the added value. So we recommend that you stay in and you let it play out. Okay, thank you. That feels better to me than just being like, let it play out. Because in my mind, I was like, no. My sweet elderly cat that I lovingly call my familiar needs extensive dental surgery. I can see he has some rotted teeth that need pulling. Is he going to be okay after the surgery? Yes, I'm so worried about him. He's going to be just fine. He's going to be just fine. I mean, he's going to be grumpy, but like, yeah, let's be grumpy about getting teeth pulled. He's going to be just fine. Do my guides, angels, deities have any guidance or advice for me at this time? The guidance at this time is to relax and enjoy. You are at a time of up leveling in your life. Things are changing and they're changing rapidly and they're changing for your highest good. And to relax and enjoy. It's almost like lean back, put your feet up, and take it all in. You're in the kind of cocoon phase of life with your mother-in-law's recent passing, with the building of the house, with the incoming grandchildren. Right now, you're in a nice in-between phase. And it is at some point going to feel like you got shot out of a cannon and now you're into this new phase of life. It will be here before you know it. The house, the grandchildren, the new life with the new neighbors, so to speak. So good things are coming. Now is the time to relax, put your feet up, and literally take in the view. Just take it all in, that so much is happening in your favor, and we want you to take it all in. a lovely, sweet message. I recently made a purchase at the mall where I walked away feeling like I got scammed or pressured into buying the product. When I got in the car to leave, the song on the radio immediately saying, "Stupid girl, stupid girl." Was this my spirit team telling me this? Absolutely not. Why did I fall for the pressure to purchase this product? Is it even safe that this company has my personal information? Is it safe that the company has your personal information? Yes. Yes. Um, the stupid girl song came on because that was your energetic frequency. The radio was connecting to your energetic vibration. It was manifesting your thoughts, not ours. Why did I fall for the pressure to purchase this product? Because you are a people pleaser, honey. Because you love to make other people happy. Because it's comfortable for you to deny your own needs rather than make other people uncomfortable. Because it feels better to you to tell that person, well, yes, I'll buy it. They clearly want me to. They're clearly pushing this so hard. It feels better in your body to go that route of least resistance and to forego your own safety, your own satisfaction for their satisfaction. You, as an inner child, learned the way that I can stay safe and, quote, happy, what you thought was happiness, was to make the people around you happy. And that's what happens to a lot of young women, but that's definitely what happened to you. And so your body is learning how to allow other people to be upset in your presence. And think about this with your job. Even in your job, it's your job to make other people happy. And that's why you're so good at it. You've trained yourself. You're great at that job. But the universe is giving you opportunity to practice letting other people be upset. I know you really want me to buy this thing. I'm just not going to. And walk off. And it's going to feel so uncomfortable in your body. It's going to feel so cringy. Just be like, I know it's disappointing and I'm sure it's a great product. I'm not going to do it today. Like, it's going to feel so terrible in your body, but that is what you need. Just because you can make everybody else happy doesn't mean that you should. And we're not being hard on you about this because this is not a conscious, aware process. This is your body trying to keep you safe. This is patterned in your body that this is how you are supposed to behave. And so this behavior, these things like this, these uncomfortable lessons are going to keep popping up because it takes a lot of repetition of this lesson for your body to learn that A, I don't benefit from making other people happy, and that B, I am completely safe and empowered when I choose myself. Even though it feels uncomfortable, I'm completely safe and empowered when I choose myself over the expectations and the pleasing of others. These things are going to keep happening so that you can learn the lesson. You are not stupid, and we would never call anybody that, and we certainly would never call you that. You are not stupid, and you did not fall for something. Your body has learned that the way to stay safe is to make sure that other people are happy. If this was happening at a logical level, that wouldn't have happened. At a logical level, you know you're safe. You don't have to buy anything you don't want to buy, and they can think whatever they think about it. At a logical level, you understand all that. You are not stupid. This is your body. Wow, beautiful bird just flew by. This is your body subconsciously directing you to stay safe. So now the work is these experiences are going to come up so that you can practice showing your body that I don't have to make everybody else happy in order for me to feel safe and good and loved in my own body. And it's not just a safety thing. We want to help this channel clarify. It's also that's how you received love. When I make other people happy, that's when I receive love. Because you were rewarded for making other people happy. And so it's not only like a negative thing in the sense of like, I won't be safe if I don't make other people happy, but it's also a positive thing in the sense of if I make other people happy, then I receive love. So you have this almost double whammy of subconscious patterning that's telling you The way to stay safe and the way to receive love is to make everybody else around you happy. And so then when things like this come up, it's not a conscious pattern. It's a subconscious physiological pattern that what I am meant to do in this reaction is to override my own desires in order to keep everybody happy, in order to receive love and stay safe. You're not stupid. You picked up on your own resistance, but you haven't had enough opportunity to practice teaching your body how to be safe. Your reading on this was absolutely right. You're not stupid. This is just the way that life is. You are wanting to let go and to evolve into who you are meant to be. And for you right now, this step is interacting with these people, whether it's this situation or other situations. It's interacting with people and being willing to say no and being willing to allow them to be uncomfortable and to trust that you will receive the love that you need in another way and that you're safe no matter what. How can I be an example of oneness when pointing out divisiveness in candidates or elected officials in my work for democracy? So oneness does not mean a lack of discernment. We can be one with people and still have discernment about where other people are not one or are not speaking truths that you would like to speak. So you can say, I prefer candidates that are trying to create harmony. I prefer candidates that are whatever. And empathize with where there would be divisiveness. I have empathy for the people that are creating division. That is all they know how to do. They don't know how to be successful any other way. And they're in a system that rewards the division. So we can have empathy for somebody that's just trying to be successful in the system that they're in. Oneness does not mean a lack of discernment, and it does not mean a burying of the head in the sand. It just means talking from things in a way that is with candor, not judgment, with clarity and empathy, not criticism. And that's a tough call, but that is the answer to your question. It's not an easy thing to do, but that is the answer to your question. I recently bought a beautiful used car at a great price. I was so excited and felt so lucky and blessed. Then I found out it needed several $1,000s worth of repairs. Now, instead of feeling lucky, I feel like I got scammed and my car is not going to be a reliable car. Something that felt so right now feels icky and has turned into a financial strain. Was this the right car for me to buy, or was this a mistake? How can I feel good about this decision and this car again? Oh, this is tricky. I'm sorry, friend. This is hard. I can't, the amount of frustration, I'm not going to allow myself to go there because I won't be able to channel, but I just want to honor the amount of frustration and disappointment and like rage or whatever your emotional reaction is. I want to honor the intensity of that because yeah, that's hard. Was this a mistake? Yes and no. A mistake is not a word that our spirit guides really resonate with. Was it something that you would do again? No. Was it something that needed to happen? Not entirely, but there's some benefit here. How can I feel good about this decision and this car again? They want you to imagine that you and the car were love at first sight. Love at first sight. That you felt so lucky and so blessed that you got this beautiful car and it's at a great price. And imagine that this car saw you and thought the same thing. Oh my gosh, there she is. That's who I've been wanting. That's who I've been waiting for. Imagine that those feelings are still valid, even though the car needs repair. You're now in relationship with this car. Like, imagine that you got married and then you found out that your spouse like had cancer or something. You're like, this is not what I signed up for, yo. But you're married and you love the spouse. So like, you're going to do the cancer journey. So you in the car, love at first sight. You are meant to be together. We're not using that in a lofty sense of the metaphoric word. We are literally saying to you that you and this car are meant to be together. Um, if there was anything that you quote would have done different, you would have maybe asked some different questions. You maybe would have gotten a different guarantee. You maybe would have haggled the price even more. Maybe. And we're only giving you that because we know your brain's going to beat up on you anyway. So instead of beating up on you and saying you shouldn't have bought it, we want to say, no, you absolutely should have bought it. This was love at first sight. You felt in resonance because it was in resonance. And if you want to pick on yourself, then those are areas you could pick on yourself with. We're not encouraging you to do that. You feel good about the situation because you say, well, this car and I love each other. We found each other. And I guess this is a journey we were meant to have. This is, for me, this journey is helpful for me because it helped me learn XYZ. For the car, the journey is helpful for the car because the car knew it attracted an owner that was going to take care of it. We were meant to be together, and this is the journey that we're on. And this is a continuation of the earlier question that you asked about things. It's what's happening is you are feeling so resonant in the current moment. And sometimes you're feeling resonant because it is in resonance, like in the sake of this car. And sometimes you're feeling resonant because your body is just patterned, like in the sake of the mall purchase. You're not stupid. Your body's resonance feels identical to spiritual resonance. And so you are working on retraining your body to have that discernment of, is this too good to be true? Is this spiritual resonance? Is this my body's patterns? You're working on that. And what we want to say to you is that's not a discernment that most humans really ever find, like a handful of humans. We're talking like the Jesus type of humans that find that discernment 100% of the time. But in the process of you working on that, it's going to help you do the bodily, the physiological reprogramming that we talked about in the earlier question. Tell me more about my karmic patterns and the pillar of severity. I keep getting card pulls with this theme, and I know it's somehow tied into the final Taurus lunar eclipse. I got to get out of my own head on this one because I don't know what's on the pillar of severity. Um, the vibrations that I'm getting are like nose to the grindstone, strict, discipline, put your head down, do the work. Like that's the energy that I'm getting, that it feels intense. It could feel laborious. It feels like don't get distracted, keep focused. Like that's the energy that I'm getting. I'm not sure if that's what the card represents. I know it is somehow tied into the final Taurus lunar eclipse. Yes, it is, just in the sense that the lunar eclipse is a good time to release this and have some more insight into this, but this is an ongoing theme for you. It's not going to be one and done with the lunar eclipse. This is about discernment. Where are you putting your time? Where are you putting your energy? If you're going to quote climb the mountain, are you climbing the right mountain? Making sure that your discernment is in line with your behavior patterns. And it's also about your inner severity with yourself, which has a larger presence in your life than you're aware of. Like the critical voice you have towards yourself is more present than you're conscious of. And that's part of this as well. So I just want to make sure that's how they want to answer it, because you said tell me more about karmic, but yeah, they feel like that's the answer. Okay. Let me know if that doesn't make any sense. Are there any certain things I should do for this upcoming holiday season? You should just enjoy it. That's what we get. You should just enjoy it. Feels like you have chosen family, you have a lot of new friends, you have some fun celebrations they want you to enjoy. They do want to encourage you to slow down. You don't have to go to every party. It's okay to skip some of the parties. It's okay to not volunteer at everything. Like, just slow down and enjoy. Enjoy. The assignment is to enjoy your life. Go forth and prosper. Write me a love letter. You don't have to write me a letter. I'm just saying, just enjoy your life. I'm being silly, and that was a weird thing to say. I travel a lot, and everywhere I go, people, usually older ladies, come directly up to me as if they were looking for me and ask me for help. I always reassure them and help them. It happens so often. And am I some kind of traveling earth angel? Why do they always come directly to me? This is your questions and the order in which they're coming up. I mean, I feel like you already know the answer to this question because of that we answered the other questions. Yes, this is a great part of your soul's blueprint, is that you serve others, you get joy out of serving others, and you're really good at it. And you are particularly good at travel. And so there's like, I feel like there's little sparkly, glittery stars around you and travel and helping people, that is in particular alignment and resonance for you. Um, and you carry the energy because of the intentions that you set. It's like you walk around and you carry the energy of, I'm here to help you. Who needs help? I'm ready to help you. I understand travel. Like that's the energy that you carry. So you're literally drawing them to you. You are magnetizing with them. You are attracting them because that is the energy that you put out there. And so that is what you were receiving. If you like it, keep doing it. If you don't like it, change it. Check the time here. What time is it? Okay, we still got plenty of time. I was volunteering at a concession stand. I was happy to be there and putting out all of this good energy. For some reason, two of the other moms seemed to be talking about me and making fun of me. Were they? If so, why? This is so cringy. I get that they were, which surprises me because I'm not going to lie. A lot of times I feel like no matter what people ask, there's some sort of positive answer to these questions. But your guides are telling me that they were making fun of you. And the if so, why? The why is because they're children in adult bodies. And because they don't know how to feel good without hating on somebody else. That's the why. They don't know how to feel good otherwise, because they're children in adult bodies who have been bullied. And so they bully others to make themselves feel powerful and capable. That's the why. Does it have anything to do with you? Absolutely not. And the thing is, you could have worn a bright yellow duck costume and done the Macarena. You could have dressed up like a Tootsie Roll Pop. Like, I don't know. It literally doesn't matter what you were doing, what you were saying, what you were wearing. None of that matters. Those two women have similar wounds. And so when they get together, that's what they do. And you happen to be nearby them. Had nothing to do with you. It was just physical proximity. That's their stuff. That's their wound. It's not yours. Do not take it on. It's not your stuff. There's nothing for you to do differently. There's no amount of behaving in a certain way that would have prevented that. Literally none. And so you already know this, but there is jealousy there, like that they are jealous of you. So if you want to answer the question why, because we're feeling like you need more support on the why, they're jealous. And it may not be obvious why at a personality level, but at an energetic level, you are a powerful person that is full of love. That is who you are energetically. You are a powerful person that is full of love. You can manifest. You can help people. And these two women, bless their souls, are struggling. And they may not know that they're struggling because at a personality level, they may have whatever it is that they want. Whatever number in the bank account, like they may have whatever it is they want, or they may not have whatever it is they want. But at a subconscious or an unconscious physiological level, they're threatened and they're jealous because they do not have inner peace. Not the amount that you have. People that are trying to achieve things in the world, people that are trying to grow their souls, don't have time or energy to waste being catty like that. And so that behavior in and of itself tells you that they're not in a great place, and it has nothing to do with you. It's physical proximity. Just imagine people that hate on Oprah. Like, Oprah's out here, she's doing so much good in the world, and like, is she a perfect human? No. But then people hate on her because it makes them feel powerful and smart. Whoop-de-doo. Like, what have you done lately? And maybe they have done stuff lately. I don't know. But what your guides are saying is like, were they making fun of you? Yeah. Does it have anything to do with you? No. It was just physical proximity. And we recommend that you distance from them, both separately and individual. Should I participate in the 3-month course with the compassion key? I feel like it holds the key to the next step of my spiritual development. I'm super excited, almost obsessed with it. It is quite costly though. Is this the right next step for me? Is this program a good influence for me? My immediate answer was yes. Like, I read the first question and I got a yes. They would like you to just investigate. Is there a scholarship? Is there a payment plan? Just ask the question. And the answer might be no. But you might be surprised. A lot of times it feels like there might be a little bit of wiggle room here. And what your guides are saying is like, even if you can pay for the whole thing, they don't want you to. So just go ahead and ask and say, hey, like, do you have any scholarships? Do you have any whatever? I would love to attend. This is outside my pocketbook. It's very likely that they will come back and say, how much do you feel comfortable paying? They will probably allow some people to do that. With the latest breakdown in my biological living family, can I just be done? Hells to the yes. I'm so tired of being disappointed and hurt by the rejection of my authentic self. You are done. You have graduated. Now you're moving on. You are done. You can delete their phone numbers from your phone if you want. You can block them entirely if you want. However you want to let it be done, you are done. The sooner you're done with them, the sooner you'll be able to return to love, both in terms of loving yourself and in terms of loving them. And we're not telling you need to love them. You're just done. Congratulations. How is my spiritual readiness going? Are there any spiritual tools or concentration of study you would have me embrace? I feel like I have slacked off in the past few months. We do not feel as though you have slacked off. We feel as though you have slowed down, which is what we would encourage for you. Slowing down is not something that is comfortable for you, but is necessary for you. And by you, we mean as a soul, as a soul. How is my spiritual readiness going is a question that you are always ready for all the things. There is no such thing as not being spiritually ready for whatever it is that lies ahead. So just know that whatever it is coming is something that you're ready for, or else it would not be coming. Are there any spiritual tools or concentration of study you would have me embrace? No. We like A Course in Miracles for you. We like journaling for you. We like certain songs that you can play in the background to keep you kind of focused and in alignment. But no, there's no assignment. There is no assignment. You're a powerful soul that knows how to do spiritual work without having the assignment. You're already ready. Uh-oh. Wrong button. An ongoing quest for sharpening discernment. My son was recently on a school field trip and I was traveling. There was some discomfort with him going, given the presence of a classmate with whom he had a relationship. I asked Spirit if he was okay on this trip, and using a pendulum, the answer was yes. In the end, the trip was very difficult for him. His chaperone flagged him as under watch since he was not eating, and on return, he has regressed in his discipline to perform. Why was my assessment so off, and what can I do to help him at this time? We would like to reshape this question. Your assessment was not off. He was okay to go, and this experience needed to happen. And consider the regression as a positive thing, because growth is not linear. It is supposed to be 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, especially with your son. There are some souls like yours that are able to grow, yes, with some back and forth, but with more forward motion. Whereas with your son, it has to be, I overextend and I come back. I overextend and I come back. That is your soul's journey. Now, that learning pattern for him will change eventually in his lifetime, his 20s, 30s. But right now, that is his learning pattern. He overextends and then he has to come back. And he overextends and he has to come back. It doesn't mean that the trip was a mistake. It just means that this is how he is integrating what he learned. This is how he's integrating it. And we say to you, if you want to ask very specific questions of the pendulum, where you say, if we go, will the relationship be a distraction? Will he be harmed in some way? Will he, et cetera, et cetera? You could ask these specific questions and see what happens. However, there are going to be times when the pendulum will lie to you, because what the pendulum and us as guides, what you are going to be told is what you need to hear. You're not going to be told the truth of what's going to happen in the future, which is malleable. We cannot even see that anyway. But you're going to be told what you need to hear. So you needed to hear that it was okay so that he would go. And now he's having the results of going. And we're judging those results as problematic. But really, they're just in line with the way that his soul learns. I go and I adventure and I overextend, and then I regress. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. That is the way that your soul's learning, your son's soul's learning is taking place for him at this moment in time. He's going to up-level that and change that pattern, and his learning pattern will become much easier on him. But it's going to take some time. And I mean, earlier I said 20s and 30s. I feel like it's probably more mid to late 30s, if I'm being honest with you. The way that he learns is this back and forth, back and forth. I go and I do new things, and then it's way too hard. And I go in and he's very sensitive, and that's the way that his soul is integrating things. It doesn't mean he wasn't supposed to go. It just means that these are the results from him going. We hope that that's helpful. Oh, that's tricky. I know that's tricky. I wonder if, oh, I'm probably not. I was like, maybe I'll get to all of them, but I probably won't. Is RTT or quantum human design the best next investment for my business? Neither. They don't want you to invest in either of those things. There's going to be something else that's better and more in alignment. Right now, they would rather you invest in you, meaning like your own advertising, your own marketing, your own processes and standards than in either of those two things. Oh, what was this? I typed the wrong number. What number was that? I think that was 22. Okay. So this is number 23. Will we be happy in our new home? Yes. I'm afraid that it's too isolated and that I will struggle to find my new community. Yeah, it's going to be a job. It's not going to be easy to find your new community. It's going to take effort, but consider it effort, not struggle. Could you struggle? Sure, absolutely. But just don't paint that in the thing. Just imagine yourself, okay, I'm going to build my new community and I'm going to write cards and say, nice to meet you, neighbor. Would you like to come over for dinner? I'm going to attend that. Like, whatever it is, start planning in advance. How will you effort your way into finding community? Plan the effort in advance and visualize that effort in going well. And it might be a piece of cake. It might be a struggle. It might not. It's a valid concern, but just manifest it the way that you want to manifest it. And then voila. What ancestral gifts are coming online for me now that they are healed? I'm assuming that means now that your ancestors are healed or your ancestral wounds are healed. I'm because I'm less familiar with the ancestral work. I want to make sure I'm like perceiving this right. Because typically I don't see like gifts as being something given to you. I see it's like it's always been there inside of you and then now you've just unlocked it. Which I think is the way that you're saying, like, because it's coming online. Okay, I just wanted to make like I had this image of somebody like handing you something and then that didn't feel quite right and I was trying to figure it out. Yes, this channel is correct. It is less of a gift of a new talent or a new skill and is more of a blooming. So imagine that well, we could use the butterfly metaphor where the cocoon has opened and now you can fly out, but imagine that you've been a flower out of bloom for this whole time, and now that you've healed the wounds, the flower is allowed to bloom, and so those gifts that you have always had are now able to express themselves. Those gifts of healing touch, hands-on healing, those gifts of channeling, different in the way that this channel does it, but also very similar. And those gifts of supporting others in different ways than you've supported them in the past. You're going to be finding new ways of supporting people than you have in the past. Part of this involves channeling, part of this involves the hands-on healing. This very much involves clairvoyance, and there's a different energy exchange here. There's for a long time, you might have had a similar interaction, but the energy exchange would have felt like your soul needed it for survival versus this is my soul journey, my soul purpose. It's a up leveling, and that's what allows you to create more manifestation out of these same gifts that you've already had. It's because you've always had it, but it wasn't really allowed to express before, so it felt like survival. But now that it's allowed to express, it feels like purpose. But you will notice that the dynamics that you have serving others is evolving and changing, and it's going to look very similar but feel very different, which is wonderful. What time are we at? Oh, we're over on time. Okay, let me make sure everybody got at least one question answered. I think we did, but there were a couple people that only asked one. Yes. Okay. So we only had 2 or 3 questions left. Good job this month, everybody. Happy October. And we will talk soon. Bye.